5 years ago, I stood on this very street and I told you guys how much I loved AMD's roadmap. If it hadn't been such an ethical issue, I would have bought their stock. Obviously, that wasn't financial advice, and it still isn't, but man, did I ever nail it, because the hits keep coming, and it's all at Intel's expense. There are a lot of reasons to be excited about the new CPUs that AMD just announced, but I'm not here to just talk about that, because there are also reasons to be only cautiously enthusiastic. So let's talk about that. But first, this enthusiastic segue to our sponsor. Pulseway. Monitor and take control of your systems while you're on the move and respond to IT alerts right from your phone with Pulseway. You can try it for free today and secure 40% off any plan, including their month-to-month options. Who wants 16% more performance for reportedly the same price? Yeah, me too. And that's what AMD is claiming to deliver with the Ryzen 9 9950X, considering that there's no bump in boost clocks or cache, and their base clocks are actually a little bit lower. That is a very respectable result, and enough to absolutely blow the doors off of Intel's consumer flagship, the Core i9-14900K. Now, these are AMD's own numbers, and you should take them with a sodium tablet until we get a chance to run them through the lab, but the performance leader is rarely the one that's going to be caught stretching the truth, and there's no doubt that the performance leader right now is AMD. Unfortunately, that's all AMD gave us as far as performance numbers go. They are not sharing benchmarks for the rest of the 9000 series lineup, though they did give us specs for the Ryzen 5 and the Ryzen 7 that would indicate a similar performance uplift over last gen, with a reduction in heat and power consumption to go along with the performance. Dang, Intel, that's a sicker burn than you'll get from a Core i9. Whew! It gets even better. For the gamers out there, precedent suggests that the 5 and the 7 class chips are going to be single CCD SKUs, making them the go-to for min-maxer gamers. That is, at least until we get an X3D variant, which AMD hasn't announced at this time. The most exciting part for me, though, is what's not new. While AMD has been hard at work on a new motherboard chipset to launch alongside these CPUs, it's going to be on the same AM5 socket that we've come to know, and they've recommitted to their long-term relationship, confirming support for AM5 until at least 2027. This is such great news if you already have a 600 series board. You've gotta love just drop-in performance upgrades. But with how strong some of these new boards look, I suspect some people are going to be tempted to upgrade anyway. For one thing, USB 4.0 is now standard on all X870 and X870E, or Extreme motherboards, which means Thunderbolt 3 capability, which is an optional part of USB 4, may become more common on AMD. And the same goes for PCI Express Gen 5, which is now on all X800 series chipsets for both the GPU and for NVMe storage, though how many ports are required to be Gen 5 remains to be seen. PCIe Gen 5 has double the bandwidth of Gen 4, which, while we aren't likely to actually use it to its full potential today, means that devices can use fewer lanes for the same performance level. That's going to pair nicely with the higher speed Expo certified memory kits that AMD is promising for this generation. But wait, there's even more. AM4 users are getting new chips? That's right. The Ryzen 9 5900 XT and Ryzen 7 5800 XT are coming to give you a nice little performance boost for your older system. This puts AM4 users on par with the 13700K and the 13600K respectively. All of which is pretty great, but is anyone else feeling like something's missing? Like, look over the spec tables again. It's gonna be kind of familiar. Maximum of 16 cores, same boost clock, same cache, mostly the same TDP. Yeah, IPC is up, or instructions per clock, so we're gonna get more performance, but does this feel a little bit like the habit that Intel got stuck in during the years between the 2000 series and 7000 series, where each generation gave us modest speed increases or IPC increases and not much else? I mean, to be clear, up to 16 cores is great compared to where Intel left us with 4, but there's something much more important missing here. Ryzen 3. I mean, AMD's strategy of selling their last-gen product for a discount is an okay option for gamers and enthusiasts, and certainly AMD's pocketbook. I mean, you can't blame them for wanting to get the most possible back on their R&D investment, but it just stings a little knowing that unless you're one of their most affluent customers, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the IPC and the power efficiency gains on this generation. At least, not if things keep going the way they are. So I guess I've got a bit of a challenge for AMD. Guys, it's easy to be the hero for budget gamers when your products aren't good enough for you to charge more. But can you be better than Intel now that you're the ones on top? Because it really doesn't seem like it at the moment. Case in point, the top-end first-gen Threadripper launched at $999 US. Now, even the cheapest one costs more than $1,400. That is where performance leadership has gotten AMD, and it smells like complacency. I hope it's not the case, but I'm starting to feel like we need Intel to step up their game to keep AMD motivated to deliver better products for gamers, rather than the other way around. Changing gears somewhat abruptly, AMD also announced their Ryzen AI 300 series. So, Windows 11 recall is coming to x86, so woo! Sorry, that was about as enthusiastic as I could pretend to be about that. With 50 TOPS of neural processing compute, these new chips are capable of the newest AI features, and, they were very clear about this, they are doing it without emulation. A roundabout acknowledgement that ARM might be more competitive on Windows than they might have hoped. They also made bold performance claims about general non-AI computing performance, saying that they could beat Apple Silicon M3 in many workloads, though it's tough to make an apples-to-apples comparison there. And then against Intel, whew, I'm not even sure they see Core Ultra as a competitor, especially against anything that utilizes AMD's Radeon 800 series integrated GPUs. AI or not, AMD looks like they may be the better option for performance, battery life, and thermals, as long as you don't mind paying the AMD tax. Through the grapevine, I've heard that pricing for these upcoming Strix Mobile chips is going to be pretty friendly. That is, to AMD's shareholders. In other good news for those folks, AMD unveiled their EPYC Turin lineup, which seems destined to capture even more market share from Intel's beleaguered data center division, just like its predecessors did. It boasts up to a truly staggering 192 cores and 384 threads on a single CPU. And while they didn't show any specific performance numbers for that particular CPU in the teaser, AMD is claiming a 2.5 to 5.4 times performance lead over Intel's Emerald Rapids Xeons, depending on the workload. I mean, it's kind of a foregone conclusion that you're going to win when you have twice as many cores as the competition, but still impressive nonetheless. Seems like Intel's main selling point for their data center product seems to come down to manufacturing capacity at this point, unless they've got an ace up their sleeves that I don't know about. All of these new products are going to be hitting shelves starting in July, which is very exciting news for AMD's customers. But in spite of that, I'm not going to be making the same bold statement predicting that their stock would skyrocket that I did 5 years ago. While they have somewhat ridden the wave of AI excitement and may continue to do so, I mean, they did announce new GPU products as well as a 1-year cadence for AI processor refreshes, I just don't know if I believe that they can close the gap against NVIDIA. Though I hope for a message from our sponsor. Pulseway, what would you do if you were out of the office and a critical service on one of your systems crashed? I mean, you could drive in and try and sort things out that way, but with Pulseway, it could be so much simpler. You'll get a notification on your phone letting you know something went wrong, and you can fix it right there. And that even assumes that you haven't already set up Pulseway's automations, which can just sort it out for you in the background. Also, if you want more control over system patches, you can tell Pulseway what, where, and when you want them to go through. Pulseway does it all, and on flexible terms, including a commitment-free pay-as-you-go option. And exclusively for our viewers, they're offering 40% off of all of their plans. So start your free 2-week trial using the link in the video description. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out the one from 5 years ago and let me know, how close do you think I got it?